Okay, here we go. Stop. You ready?
That's better than it hates you, but go ahead.
Stop the FOMO. If you want a Samsung TV, well, Samsung doesn't have FOMO for you. Today, well, okay, originally my video was Samsung hates you, but they don't really hate you. I think they don't need you. And you being a TV enthusiast. Now, they need consumers, but they don't need Brian. They don't need me. They
They don't
need
want
that rich housewife from Miami Beach, right? So, Brian, welcome to another episode of just talking about the TV brands and what's happening, right? So we just did the post-mortem for Sony. What could Sony have done differently if they could have prevented their ultimate demise, and how other TV makers will be avoiding the demise that Sony has. And this is why Samsung doesn't need you. For Samsung to avoid Sony's fate, ultimately not selling TVs anymore, Samsung has made the decision to redefine the TV as something else. It's not a television. I believe it is more of a display that's part of your home. Now, it can serve as a TV, but it is not a TV. And all the specs related to TV reviews, what we care about, brightness, color accuracy, gaming details, right? Irrelevant. Samsung's like, look, that doesn't move the needle. I need to sell 10 million of these. It doesn't matter what the specs are. If it's good enough, I win. And that's why they don't need you, the enthusiast. For enthusiasts, good enough is not good enough. You want the best. Brian, does Samsung need you?
nope.
And a big thank you to today's sponsor, Scribe. If you've watched any of my videos, you know how I love taking you through things step by step, whether it's a TV menu or Keys activation. I do that because I know how frustrating it is when people tell you what to click rather than show you. And today's sponsor ends that frustration. Meet Scribe. It watches what you do on screen and builds a walkthrough manual for you. Let me show you by going through a purchase on the Keys website. First, I click Start Capture, and now everything I do on screen, navigating to the Windows 11 link, clicking Buy Now, and even entering the promo code SF20 is tracked by Scribe. Then when I'm done, I hit Stop Capture. And instantly, Scribe builds a clean visual step-by-step guide, screenshots, annotations, written instructions. I didn't type a single thing. But here's the impressive feature. Check out the Guide Me button. Click that, and instead of just reading instructions, it walks you through the process live, step by step. It tells you where to click and what to type in. So it's not just a guide you read, it's a guide that does it with you. So if you document workflows or train employees, or want to stop repeating yourself with the same instructions over and over, try Scribe for free at scribe.how/FOMO. I left a link in the video description below.
So we go to CES, and Samsung does top notch. The first look is really the highlight of
Yeah.
CES for us TVs reviewers. I've been there now 4 years, and the first year we went FOMO, all you saw was micro LEDs from 55 inch, not micro RGB, but real micro LEDs. I have videos where you're walking in front of them. Then it was all the Q90s. Then it was the 8K, and then the QD OLEDs. That was just last year we saw that. There was a micro RGB. This year, when you walked in, it said, 25 years of being the number one TV brand. That's the first thing you see when you walk in. It's a big tunnel. The RGB mini LEDs, micro RGBs, are all on the wall. You don't even know what they are. They're just window dressing. And that's key. They weren't even labeled, but they were there. And they had art on them and whales and all kinds of, so all people could go, wow. FOMO and I just couldn't wait to see the TVs. We see 25 years. Boom, there's the micro RGB, 130 inches, I think is that one. And then there was another one, and that was it.
Yep.
After that, the TVs were hung. The S95H, which is the flagship QD OLED, was there at 83 again, which we know is not a QD OLED. Actually, we don't know what it is. It was there as art, not moving art. It wasn't changing. It was just it looked like the rug from The Shining. It was just on the wall. And then you went into another booth where the micro RGB was at 85. And again, it was artwork, and it was floating. Had none of the great Samsung demo material from years ago.
Mhm.
And then you saw it again on the wall, and it really highlighted the metal frame that they're adding to their flagship. Not just that, but the S90, which is everybody's home base because it's glossy, is now going to have that anti glare. So if you're in a focus group and you're really, which they do, and our comments are focus groups as well, guys, they read the comments, they know what you don't want. They don't care.
If it's good enough and it's dirt cheap, you will always win. Walmart, Amazon, right? They go by that rule. Good enough, dirt cheap. Samsung hit good enough years ago. I would say with the Q90B. That was, or 95B,
Yeah.
right? The Q95B, good enough.
Right.
3 years ago. It hasn't improved since because they're like, wait, even when it's better with QD OLED, we're not moving the needle in sales, really.
No.
And that's
All they
why
did was hurt
W,
LG with the QD OLED.
yeah, WOLED is actually good enough. This is why Samsung is like, we recognize QD OLED is awesome. We invented it, but it's expensive and consumers don't care. You guys see WOLED, you look at a Best Buy, literally indistinguishable, by the way, side by side. You go with the cheaper one, and here's the worst insult. You have the frame next to it at 85 inches. Oh, I'll take the frame, right? So Samsung it's not even, it goes beyond focus groups. It's almost like they're like, wait, the frame is
Yeah.
selling higher volumes, better margins, and it's good enough. Now, I know myself, you, ratings, we see edge lit and we're just rolling our eyes because other than image quality sucking, their reliability sucks too, right? I think they're the first to
Yeah.
fail. Didn't matter. The housewife's like, oh, I'll just buy another one. Because
Oh, yeah.
to them, it's so important that it sits on that wall looking beautiful. And that's why Samsung doesn't need us. They need the designer, the interior designer, the spouse, the significant other.
Add it to the tab, FOMO. Add it
That
to
is
the
who they
frame
need.
tab.
Yeah,
That's it.
because you and I, we're troublemakers. We are expensive. We complain a
Right.
lot. We're asking for firmware updates. HGIG. You know how much money?
HCIG? Yeah.
You know how much money Samsung is probably spending trying to figure that out. Whereas the housewife designer,
No.
can you add the Mona Lisa? Done.
Hell
Mona Lisa is now
yeah.
displayed. How hard is that, right?
FOMO, the thing
But
is
you
when
and
you
I
turn
want
on your
HGIG. Oh my God.
and you guys want the world, right? The person at home wants it to be flush, FOMO. They want it to be thin. I want more zones. That's not possible. So they do the Q170. It's here. Let's just do, and not even film it. Let's do an edge-lit mini LED hybrid. Why? Because it's thin. What I
Mhm.
think from the Q170 is they're all going to be like that at some point. Not
And
really mini LED, make them thin.
right. For context, QN70 is a terrible TV historically and continues to be a terrible TV. So what you're seeing from Samsung in 2026, flagship micro RGB, $10,000, right? Maybe at the 85 inch, close to 10,000, if not more. We don't have prices yet, but I suspect it's very close to 10,000. Then you have the QN70, terrible TV for value in terms of what you're getting. And then you have their flagship OLED TVs, the S95H and the S90H, and then the more affordable OLEDs. That's it,
STV.
right?
Yep.
So if you
Yep.
want large, you could either go super expensive or super cheap.
Yep.
If you
Crystal
want
source.
high quality, it's OLED. In terms of the TV enthusiast, that's how they're covering their bases. Now, for the enthusiast, if you notice, the S95H, matte screen, bezel. So the enthusiast is going to have to
Huge bezel.
compromise. Huge bezel. If you're an enthusiast, you're going to have to compromise with those, to you, unnecessary
Yeah.
expenses. But guess what? Where else are you going to go? LG. Then I strongly suggest you
Go ahead.
support LG because if you don't,
Yeah.
LG won't be
Those are
around.
going to be.
But this is what Samsung is saying. That's what I'm saying. They don't need you. They have
They
so
don't.
many sales from people who are buying Samsung refrigerators, Samsung ovens, and a washer. Oh, by the way, what's your best Samsung TV? Throw it in the cart. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's how people buy Samsung now. And Samsung, if this is what they need to do to survive the next 10 years, they got to do it. Because Sony didn't have a solution 10 years ago. They thought they did, and it utterly failed. So they're out of the race altogether in TVs moving forward. Samsung, on the other hand, when I say moving forward, starting next year. This year, they're still releasing amazing TVs. But
Yeah.
Samsung, on the other hand, They started this approach slowly. With what you said, Brian, last year they were kind of cagey with what kind of cute. Next
Exactly.
year, is it even OLED? And then moving forward, look, guys, look at the refrigerator. It comes with this TV. And people are like,
Yeah.
great, throw it in the box. And I'm not going to disagree with Samsung's strategy, by the way. So
No,
it's a good
it makes
strategy. It's
money.
a
Oh yeah.
long-term strategy. But again, who are we? Like my channel, your channel, caters to people who are serious about TV image quality, the enthusiast. And it's not to say that Samsung isn't serious about it, but rather they're trying to change the rules of the game a little bit, where they're like, look, this is what we think is important to you, and you will agree with us eventually, which may or may not be the case. And I respect
Yeah.
that, because whatever it takes to survive, you got to do it. Seeing how Sony works so hard with its principled approach to what image quality should be, how TV reviewers should look at a TV review, but without really understanding and reading the room. I don't want to go Samsung to go that path. I'd rather have something from Samsung than nothing. But at the end of the
Yeah.
day, we are marginal. We TV enthusiasts. They don't need us. So
But they just are done having that conversation.
yeah,
It's almost like they rather just have, "How are you? I'm good. How are you?" They don't want to go deep. They don't want to hear your whole story. Hey man, it's a rhetorical question. Are you buying or not? Well, I'm gonna buy, but no. Are you buying or not? I'm not. Okay, buy. They don't want to hear why you're not buying. It's either
yep,
yes or it's a no. They rather have it be a yes, but they don't want your life story on why you're not going to buy this year. And as we mentioned in our last video, the profit's nowhere if they buy. If you buy an AKTV from 2 years ago tomorrow, they lost that money already. The
yeah,
margins are so small, they need to sell them at launch. And they'll do that with the frame. And they're not going to
yeah.
have somebody return it. FOMO, as long as it turns on, they're happy. There's no dead pixels they care about. They don't care about screen uniformity. They don't care about Dolby Vision. They don't care about input lag. It's too much. They just want to know if it turns on. Does it put the Mona Lisa up? I'm good to go.
And well, with that depressing last point, Brian, I uh, should this be shoveling? Not Samsung as a brand; they will outlive all of us, but rather
Yeah.
as a TV brand that cares about enthusiasts. I think this may be the last year. I am not looking forward to seeing where we go with TVs next year at Samsung in the sense that enthusiasts care about, but rather this could be the last year where you see the top technologies at Samsung. And before you tell me micro RGB is a top technology, it is not. It is QD-OLED. Micro RGB is a solution looking for a problem, and I remain I'm waiting to be impressed. So we'll have those TVs, and maybe I will be. I hope to be. But
So
until that impresses me, I think this could be the last year that Samsung secretly is trying to care about enthusiasts, but they're not
so
openly doing it. But next year
with
could be the end of QD-OLED. Okay, Samsung fans, Samsung loyalists, why did you buy a Samsung TV? And moving forward, if this is the path Samsung is taking, will you continue to buy Samsung TVs? Are you part of the ecosystem? Are you looking at Samsung as an amazing advanced technology company? Let us know in the comments below. And until next time, my friends, this is FOMO and Brian saying, stop the
care.
FOMO.